Caution, The Mark Gungor Show contains adult content intended for an adult audience. And, besides that, he's really weird. Welcome to the Mark Gungor Show with international marriage speaker and author of Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage, Mark Gungor. This is your source for practical, down-to-earth marriage advice without all the over-spiritualization or romantic nonsense. And now the host of the Mark Gungor Show, Mark Gungor.
The crowd goes wild with delirious joy. They've joined the Mark Gungor Show, the show that deals with all things concerning marriage. Indeed, I'm your host, the one, the only, Mark Gungor. Joining me as always, the ever lovely and charming Lady Diane. She got a haircut.
I know. Every time I change it, you have to say something about it.
She's so pretty. And of course, the amazing Philip James Gungor, heir to the vast Gungor fortune.
It's fast.
Fast.
The right word.
Fast.
$27, somewhere in that ballpark, somewhere in there. Stock market's up. Maybe it's up to 29. You never know. Engineering the show is always the very talented but eerily creepy Timothy Robert Ray, pushing buttons, twisting knobs, and trying to stay awake during this incomprehensibly, immeasurably boring show. This is the show that handles your marital challenges, relational conundrums, and dating dilemmas that you can email to us at ask@markgungor.com. Danielson, look at the beard on this guy. Dang.
Except no one can.
Dang, we can see him, but we can see him.
Turn it into a lumberjack.
Like he's got this lumberjack. When did you start growing that?
November.
I say I could never grow that much of a beard in 17 years.
No, you couldn't.
I'm like a girly man.
I thought you were going to try it. You said the other day, this November, I'm going to start growing it out.
Yeah, I lasted like 3 days and the itching was driving me so insane I couldn't take it. But even worse, it wasn't even that. It was like... It's pure white.
Mm-hmm. You look like
pure
Santa.
White. I look like Santa Claus. I look like a little fat Puerto Rican Santa Claus. And I said, this is awful. So I shaved it off. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, your son can grow a full beard. Look at that.
I know.
I also don't look as Puerto Rican as he does.
I know, that's from his mother's side of the family. Not that my wife has a beard, but her brothers all do. So...
Thank goodness.
Yes. What you got there?
Okay, I can't remember where I found this little list. It's 10 things to do for your wife every year.
It's because you're getting old. You can't remember.
That's true. There's some truth to that. Number 1, take a trip alone with her.
Take a trip alone with her.
I guess that means no kids or no whatever.
I think that's a good idea.
Or you both take a trip alone together?
No, alone with her. With her.
With her.
Not your own alone trips. Alone with her.
Why do you think more couples don't do that?
They would say money, and they don't have money, and they don't have time. They're too busy,
And they
don't have the money. That's what I would bet they say.
Huh. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be like around the world.
Right. Why do you think they don't do it?
Usually the wives won't do it.
Because they don't want to leave their kids?
They can't leave their kids for more than 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. The very things that drive them insane. Mm-hmm. The kids are, and she's going nuts. These kids well, let's go. So, no, we can't leave them. It's like a drug addict.
And it's usually the man who says we don't have the money.
That's shooting heroin. They know it's killing them, but they can't stop.
This is true.
I don't know what that is.
And then the man will say, no, I don't have the time. I can't take the vacation. We don't have the money. That's the man thing, is the money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Number 2, make a big deal about her birthday.
Make a big deal
about her
I'm
birthday.
lucky. The big deal is if I remember it.
Thank God you have someone to help you do that.
Someone does that. I can't remember her name. She's already started.
16 days.
The countdown.
16 days.
The countdown began.
Yesterday.
All right.
Number 4, give her a weekend away. So like girls' weekend or something maybe? Go to the spa, honey.
Give
her a weekend away. That's probably never happened in your nearly 44 years of marriage.
I don't think so. But that's not her.
Right.
She just...
It's
his
Philip, on the
wife.
other hand.
Yeah, my wife does it, yeah.
She'd do it
Christy's
in a heartbeat.
all about the weekend.
And she has no
away.
problem taking the trip alone. And
leaving the kids.
everybody's just different. I don't know.
The hardest was when she went, she took a trip, it was a family trip to go, and her grandfather wasn't feeling well, so they went to say their goodbyes and did like I think it was a 10-day almost 2-week trip or something.
That was long. Was that hard for you?
Oh yeah,
or
the
her,
hardest 2
or
weeks
both?
of my life.
Because you had to watch the kids the whole time.
Yeah.
You're a better man than me, man. I
wouldn't
couldn't
do
handle
it.
it for 3 hours.
He wouldn't do it.
Except at the very end, I will admit, I think she asked to stay like one more day,
It's like, no.
and I was
Nope. Come home.
what's one more day? But in my mind, I was just like,
It felt like one more month.
it's like telling the kids like, let's do Christmas tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Number 4.
All right.
Get dressed up in a suit and tie and take her on a date.
Well, I can't relate to any of these things because I do that anyway. I love to get dressed up. I overdress.
All the time. All the time.
And she just shakes her
You
head.
don't need to be dressed up so fancy, Mark. We're only going to McDonald's.
See, I would like it if she just, I like just going nuts.
Dressed up all the time.
The 9s, but anyway, okay.
5. Pray continually for her and with her.
It's hard to do, like when you're trying to have a conversation with someone else, but you're still praying continually with her.
I'm not done praying yet.
I'm
It's
just
hard to
saying
eat meals. It's hard
it's
to
hard to do anything.
Yeah.
Hard to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I can't.
Still praying.
What pray
continually pray.
Continually.
Continually pray
Only
continually for her
Only
and with
Christians.
her.
Life isn't stressful enough. Let's help you. Let's help you by making you feel worse.
And add some more.
Because you don't pray continually
Number 6. Take her to
for her and with her,
for her and with her.
but not at the same time. That wouldn't work if it's continually. Because I'm either continually praying for her or I'm praying continually with her.
You can pray.
How can you pray-
can pray for her with her.
With her. For her with her.
For her with her.
Would you
This
pray with me?
is,
Because I can pray for you.
This is classic Christianese, where they're using something that we know they're referencing a translation from a Bible verse, but if you don't know
Yes.
or haven't read that particular translation, you're sitting there thinking like, "Oh my Lord!"
Continually. Really? Continually?
Now I feel awful because I don't continually
Continue to
pray.
for her or with her. I'm not too confused. All right.
Number 6. Take her to the place of your first date. Do people even remember that?
Yeah, but that's
What if it's across the country?
yeah.
Then you have to combine it with taking a trip with her.
Yeah, that would be a little weird. All right.
7. Give her a week
Our
off
first
from.
date was in our backyard in Neilsville, Wisconsin. So that'd be really weird if all of a
Just
sudden
to show up at the
I show
house.
up at
Hey,
these people's
this
house
was the place of our first date.
and put out like a blanket and stuff like that, and people say, "Hey, who are you? Get off my lawn!"
But it's the place of our first date.
I don't care. Get off my lawn. Who are you people? All right.
7. Give her a week off from mom duties. Well, you gave her 2 weeks off,
Yeah,
Phil.
he's the man. That's the person.
Number 8. Take her to a show. I don't know if that means like a Broadway show. Some people call the movie the show.
I take my wife to the gun show every day.
Right? There you go. What kind of
See,
show?
there again, I love going to shows more than she does.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Mm-hmm. I'm all jacked up.
Number 9. Write a love letter to her.
Dear wife, thank you. The end.
I love you.
I did make the mistake of when I proposed to her, I wrote her a poem.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That was setting a
She's
bad
still waiting
precedent there,
17
Phil.
years later. Like,
For the next one?
yeah, she thought, oh, he writes poems. That's what he does.
Uh-huh. No, he doesn't.
No.
He just did it that
Yeah.
one time. One-hit wonder. The last one, 10. Give her a head-to-toe massage without expecting anything.
Seems like a waste.
Put all that effort and energy into that for nothing. What's that
Sounds like a
about?
terrible waste of time to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I hate this.
I think you hate this list
Yeah.
because
Just because I can't relate to it.
That's because you're a woman. These are things mom should be reading right now.
this is what you need
I
to
am.
do for
That's what it
Mark.
is. She's more
10
of a man
things
than
you
I am.
should do for Mark
And I'm
every year.
See, we kind of flop around on a lot of stuff.
Take a trip with him. Make a big deal about
trip
his
along
birthday.
with me. Make a big deal about my birthday. Give me a weekend away.
Get dressed up and take him
and take
out.
him on a date.
Pray for him.
Yeah, I know the continually praying thing creeps me
Right.
out. Okay,
The date
take
thing.
it at the date thing's weird.
Give him a
Give
week
him a week off from his man duties.
For my man, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Take him to a show.
Yeah.
Right, a lot thing. That always creeps me out. I don't like that stuff. And give him a head and toe massage.
But expect something.
Expect something in return. See, now that would work. Now that would work.
Yeah, right? For you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm all jacked up.
Yeah. You were jacked up, all right.
That's all.
Like Jimmy Bratcher says, we're all jacked up.
All right. Well, now after that disturbing introduction, We'll take a break and come back with more. What do we do? Emails.
Yes.
Your emails right after this
Yes.
break.
Download your free Mark Gungor app today to see all of the latest from the world of Mark Gungor.
She got long blonde hair and a sweet disposition. You ought to see what she does in the kitchen. Grits and gravy, chicken too. My baby even cooks me barbecue. I love my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love my baby. Yeah, I love my baby. My baby loves me.
The music of Jimmy Bratcher. Check it out, jimmybratcher.com. We just had a great week snowmobiling with Jimmy.
With the Bratchers. It was very fun.
It was a lot of fun. Just hanging out. We went up north. Up north.
To the great white north.
I haven't done any snowmobiling since because it's been so stinking warm.
Well, and then it rained and it ruined the snow.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you get all the snow. Like right now, we just got some more snow here in Wisconsin, and it's going to warm up to like 40 again. It's been really a weird year. This is like bizarre. Anyway, so much I miss my snow. I want the snow. All right, what do you got there?
Okay, woman writing, she says, how do I forgive my husband's porn viewing? I have been praying for God to take the hurt and pain away and to help me forgive my husband. I'm not interested in having sex, and therefore it's been several weeks since we've had sex. I don't want him to go back to the porn, but I also don't like feeling that I'm in competition with what he's been seeing on the screen. He's been doing and saying all the right things. He's more attentive to me. He seems truly repentant. He's reading his Bible regularly, yet I can't seem to get past it. I catch myself being mad at him and saying hurtful things around him.
Well, when did she find out about it?
I'm looking at the date here.
So what she's saying is he admitted it and he stopped it, and now she can't forgive him.
Yes. And it was probably over a year, judging by the dates that she gave me here. It's been about a year.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just going to destroy her husband. That's going to take your marriage and put a bomb in it, light it on fire, and blow it up.
She says, I want the hurt to go away. I want my good marriage back. How do I get there? How do I quit being mad all the time? How do I truly give it to God and not take it back? And how do I trust him
You
again?
just do it. Good grief. He had a problem point. He's finally getting it right. He's doing everything he wanted her to do. She wanted him to do. And now she's starving him out sexually, which will, of course, just eventually make him go back to porn. You're doing exactly what you need to do to make sure that he fails because you can't get over it. I don't understand these people. What they say, my husband cheated on me. How can I trust him again? Well, their version of trust, they want a guarantee. There is no guarantee. Anybody can do anything at any given time. That's why it's called trust. I don't know. I would need to know the history going into this. That's what I want to know. What was going into this? What happened? How did she find out about whatever? Because it wouldn't surprise me at all if she knew about it the whole time. And she was on him and getting to him. And you need to stop. And you need to stop. And finally stop. And now she turns around and she's hammering him.
No, she says they've been married 26 years and she found out 26 years into it.
So she just found out.
Like just a bit over a year ago.
But what's with a couple of weeks ago? She had sex with a couple of weeks.
I haven't had, because she has sex with him, but she lets it go long and far between, apparently.
Well, all she's going to do is guarantee that he fails. I don't know. You got an answer? Anybody got an answer? I don't know what it is with people.
How do you get over it? Well, especially if
what does that mean, get over it?
I think
I can't remember it anymore? She'll always remember.
she's not hurt by it anymore.
Well, it hurts. If someone hurts you, it's just supposed to hurt. If I stab Diane
he's
with
not doing
for example,
it,
if I stab
apparently.
Diane with a knife right
It
now,
hurts.
let's do this for an experiment. And I just stab her, it's going to hurt. Well, how can I get over it? Well, what do you mean by get it? I don't want to hurt anymore. Well, it's going to hurt until it heals.
Yeah.
It'll take time to heal.
Yeah.
But she probably won't come around me if I'm holding a knife anymore.
Probably not. Well, see, and that's what she's doing. Because he hurt her, she's not coming around because the porn is there. You just said it.
No, her version of that is like, it's going to be a hard time making any sense out of this analogy.
Okay, I'll listen.
Her action is guaranteeing that he's going to fall back into porn. So if you're nervous about knives, what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to shove you in a closet full of knives.
What?
You're nervous about knives because I stabbed you with a knife.
Yeah.
So my answer to that is I'm going to shove you in a closet with all kinds of knives everywhere.
To help me get over my fear of knives?
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. She's afraid. She doesn't like the fact that he did porn. So now she's treating him in such a way that's going to virtually guarantee that he's going to go back to porn. It doesn't make any sense. It's inconsistent. I want him to stop being this way. So I'm going to now act in a way that's going to guarantee that he'll be this way.
Yeah, I think it's more like when you're healing. You know, like I just had the shoulder surgery, you know, to fix a minor problem. Of course, it gets worse right away, right? Can't move your arm, can't do anything, and it hurts every time you do it. But you go to a therapy where they make you do stuff that hurts, because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, even though it hurts, it's not going to get better. Eventually, you keep doing it, and it gets stronger, and you get better.
That is a really good point, because while she is hurt about this, she needs to have sex with him and connect with him anyway, because that's the only way it's going to get better.
You've got to start.
Brilliant,
you have to start doing the right things now, even though when it hurts.
That's absolutely brilliant, actually.
Or those muscles are going to get stronger.
Especially when he's for such a long time shown her that he's not using it, he's not going back to it, he's doing all the right things. So now she needs to.
Yeah, if you wait until you feel strong again, it's like saying, "Well, I'll lose weight once I'm not so overweight." Or I'll start lifting weights once I get stronger.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's inconsistent what she's doing. I struggle with people who say, "How do I get over stuff?" I don't understand that. I don't. Yeah. I know a lot of people struggle with it, but I don't get it. I mean, if you forgive somebody, you forgive somebody. Yeah. There is no getting over it. What do you mean getting over it? That's how you get over it.
Not thinking about it, not feeling it anymore, not fretting about it anymore.
See, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I just don't listen to my feelings that much. I think people are just a little jacked up. When I was first learning to fly airplanes, there was a time where I was scared to death getting in a plane. I mean, terrified, because I thought for sure I'm going to kill myself. Okay, and I would intentionally go flying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you were afraid you weren't going to let the feelings of fear keep you from doing
so but that's just me. I know there's a lot of people who aren't that way. A lot of people who would have a fear of flying, I'm never going to get in that plane because I'm going to kill myself. I'm not going to do it. So that's probably more normal. I'm just saying, for me, I don't understand it. So people letting
but that's how you get over it, though.
I know,
because otherwise you'd stay on the ground, you'd be afraid of planes, and your whole life, I'm afraid of planes, I'm afraid of planes, I'm afraid of planes, I can't get on it. And you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you have to, in order to overcome it, she needs to get on the plane.
Yeah.
She needs to get on the plane.
I guess that's where I have a hard time relating to it, because I've never let things keep me away because of, when I was first doing seminars, I was terrified to get in front of all those people. What am I going to do? I'm going to screw it up. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it,
He's doing the right thing,
so what I do,
so she needs
I did
to do
anyway.
the right thing.
Whatever it is I'm afraid of, I tend to do anyway. So I don't understand. And if I forgive somebody, I forgive them. I still remember he screwed me over. There's a guy in my life right now. Totally screwed. Totally. I mean,
I want to say something, but I won't.
I mean, like, you have no idea. I mean, really brutal. All right. And I spent almost the whole day with him a couple of days ago. And I loved every second of it. Because he said, "Well, how did I get over it?" I remember what he did. I'm aware of what he did. Did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt. What'd I do? I forgave him. I don't struggle with that. So when I hear someone like this asking, every fuse in my brain pops. Because I guess I'm like the intro. 10 things to do with your wife. I guess I'm odd enough that in some things I just cannot relate. I think Phil's answer was perfectly good. Because in order to heal, you got to do the things that does hurt. That's how you heal, and that I relate to, because we've all had injuries or something like that. I had a shoulder once that. A frozen shoulder. Oh, does that hurt? And the only way to fix it is torture. You just keep pulling on that thing and making it move when you don't want it to. And that's how you heal. So that was a good answer. Despite the fact that I couldn't get over the fact that she couldn't get over it, because I still can't get over that. I don't get it. I don't understand this. I guess I'm a not. What can I tell you?
But that was good. You gave me that advice once when I was young. I was just starting to learn to play the guitar. Did my first ever playing in front of people. You're up on the stage and you're playing. And I was awful. And I knew I was awful. And I'd you don't ever want to get back up there and do it again.
Yeah.
And we had I think another service. You go up there and you're just awful the first time.
He's like, I don't want to go
let's
out
up
for
there and do it
second
again. And I remember, Dad, you said, he's like, I was just freaking out. No, I was like, hey, you want to know how you get better at doing it? You get over those feelings of nervousness? How? You just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep doing it. And you do. And you get up there and you get up there. Well, and eventually now you get up there and it's like you can play now and completely mess up. Like the other week, I completely forgot how to play the song I've been playing for like 6 years. And you laugh about it.
Yeah.
And it's not this,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because you know, this just happens.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's not very good.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Have a marriage dilemma? Email your questions to ask@markgungor.com, and Mark can answer them during one of our shows.
So you call up.
We're back. Mark Gungor Show, talking about love, marriage, and relationships, answering your emails, talking about doing stuff you're afraid to do or not being able to get over things. I have always been so hardwired, and like Phil said, that's what I taught him. If something about it, you just do it again. You push through it, whether it's a fear of this, that, or you
See,
just do
I'm
it.
that way too.
Yeah, so I think that makes me a little not very empathetic. You know, for example, if he tells me, "Oh, Dad, I played horrible," and well, here, let's just pray together for a while and try and calm down that spirit of fear and all. And I know people like that. They're empathetic.
Right.
They're real feely touch. I just say, "Shut up, do it again." That's all you
Shut up,
gotta
get out
do.
there.
Do it. Just go, go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? And you just get over it.
Yeah.
Type thing. So that part of me is greatly lacking.
There's only one time that advice didn't work for me, and that's when I ate some scallops once. Got real sick.
And he did it again.
24 hours later, and I said to myself, you know what? You got to get back up on that horse. And I had more scallops, and I got even more sick.
Are you allergic to them?
Apparently he is.
Yeah. Kinda.
This is how we discover if we're allergic to scallops. Do it 3, 4, 5 times in a row. I keep throwing up each time.
Yeah.
I think there's a pattern.
Right.
But see, that's the kind of thing I would do.
Yes, it is.
But then have enough sense, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
You know, like if I flew a plane and crashed a couple of times,
Right.
I'd probably stop.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's only if something bad actually happened, not just the fear and the feelings.
No, I refuse to let that stuff grab me. I don't see how anybody accomplishes anything in life. If you're always stopped because you're afraid, there's a lot of people like that. That's why they don't accomplish anything in life. They're afraid of everything. All right, we'll be back with more right after this.
Caution, the Mark Gungor Show contains adult content intended for an adult audience.
Feelings got me down.
We're back, Mark Gungor Show.
That's not the first thing you want to hear me go back on the show.
We're back talking about love, marriage, and relationship. Answering an email. Nice lady writes us. She can't get over the fact that her husband really hurt her. We found out he was looking at porn. Now she doesn't want to have much to do with him, which of course just pushed her back to porn. How do I get over it? I think I'm not very empathetic, obviously, because I don't relate to that. Phil had a great answer. If you're going to heal on something, you've got to keep doing it, or you won't ever heal, which is very, very true. Well,
I think especially in this case, if he hasn't relapsed, so to speak, back into the porn for a year and he's doing the right things, I think that's a long enough time that he's proven himself.
yeah.
It's not like it's been 2 weeks.
Well, I think here's what. If someone's asking the question, how do I do rehab without hurting?
Doesn't happen.
You can't do it. Rehab hurts. The people who do rehab are little torture experts.
My friend does it, and he says, really? It doesn't hurt me at all.
Because he's the
therapist.
But they literally hurt people. But they're doing
Well,
it
I
for
know.
your own
It's
good,
like twice a week when I go and lift weights with the trainer. It hurts every single time I go.
Yeah, that's why I don't go.
Well,
Because I don't want to hurt. So, I mean, so when they're saying, well, if you're saying, how can I do this and not hurt? There's no way to do it, not hurt. You're going to hurt, but you'll eventually
it'll hurt less and less and less, though,
yeah,
right?
the way the human beings are created to heal. And if you, unless there's something really wrong, you will generally heal. The other problem that I have is sometimes people will find out, like let's say their husband was unfaithful to them. Mm-hmm. And they want to save their marriage. So they save the marriage. And now she tortures him for the next 20 years, reminding him every day of what he did to her. Well, that's just sick. Mm-hmm. I mean, they haven't really, why didn't you just let your marriage break up? They actually almost enjoy.
Well, because it's not really saving the marriage. It's just opportunity to torture.
It's just very odd. I mean, if
Make
you're
you
gonna
pay. It's the opportunity
I
to
know.
make the other
if
person
you're going to
pay.
forgive him and let him go, that's why. If you say to your husband, "I forgive you for what you were doing, and I want to do the right thing," well, you got to forgive him, and you just move past it, and don't be in a situation where you got to be reminding him of it and stuff. So, I don't know. Everybody's a little odd. Anyway, what do you
We're
got?
all jacked up.
Yeah, we're all jacked up.
Okay, this is a guy writing. He said, I recently listened to a message from a well-known pastor. He told me the name, but I will just leave it at that.
Okay.
The gist of it is that he advocates men talking to their wives about the lustful thoughts that they have. This seems like a really bad idea and something Mark would disagree, but I could be wrong. Would be great to know your thoughts on this because I've considered this guy a pretty level-headed preacher in other matters.
Now, he's just wrong. He's just wrong. That is pure unadulterated stupidity. I know people who've gotten divorced listening to advice like this. Exactly like this. You know, I've heard these marriage seminars. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but, you know, write down the 10 things you like the least about your spouse.
Don't want to know.
I had this lady call me once and says, "No, yours is one of these seminars where people write down what they don't like about each other."
Nope.
And I said, "Oh heavens, no." She said, "Oh good." I went to one of those. I said, "Yeah." She says, and then we got divorced.
Yep. I don't want to know.
Well, what's the point of that? Men respond visually in a way that most women do not. Some do, but most don't. You're going to tell your wife every time something crazy goes through your head, temptation-wise? You're a moron.
You can't keep those feelings inside. You have to be honest with them.
No.
Oh, they're idiots.
No.
Now, I do suggest this. That's why you should have men friends that you
Yes.
can talk about these things.
Yes. You just don't tell your wife, hey, the neighbor lady's hot. She does it for me. No, you don't
Yeah,
say that.
That's not...
Or in a nicer way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, what's a nicer way of that?
I'm
you know?
struggling when the neighbor lady takes her garbage can out in her bathrobe in the morning.
Yeah. You know, I
Not
woke...
my neighbor lady.
I woke up with an erection thinking about Susan over there, you know. What?
No.
Why would you say something like
Who wants
that?
to know that? Why is this advice being given? Because what woman wants to know that?
What does he... I can't imagine what this preacher is thinking. What's the point of that?
To be honest, I guess.
I don't know, to what end? How does that help anybody?
I don't think it would be helpful. You're right, though, to tell somebody else, to tell one of your guy friends or something, that you need to do.
Nah, it's like these stupid... I remember back in the 80s, late 80s, one of the big things going through a lot of churches was brutal honesty.
Yes.
And confessing your faults to one another. So they would literally go and people would line up, and if you have something you need to get right with someone, let's do it right now, and the organ would keep playing or whatever, and everybody went and talked to different people, and it was brutal, it was awful. Someone would come up to you and say, you know, I just want you to know I thought you've been a real arrogant jerk for the last 5 years, and I've just hated you in my heart, and I just want you to forgive me. Well, now that person feels better, but now the person that you just vomited on feels horrible.
Yeah, like, what did I do? Yeah.
Why was that? Oh, my goodness. Or some guy comes to you, you know, I've been looking at your breasts, and I want you to forgive me because I think...
Oh, my gosh, I could never look at him again.
I think you got really great breasts. And,
No, stop!
And forgive me for that. No, the people would do stuff like this.
I know. I've had people, not that, but I told you I had that
Nothing
one.
quite like breast flattery.
Nothing breast flattered. Build one's self-esteem.
No. I had that one woman come to me after church. It's like she grabbed me by the arm. She looked me straight in the face. She goes, I'm so sorry. I've just held something against you, and I was so angry at you and so bitter towards you, but I forgive you. And she runs away. And I'm like,
She didn't even say what it was.
she didn't say what it was. I could guess what it was, but I thought that was really weird. You know, it's like,
That's the other thing. Yeah, I forgive you for...
she forgives me.
What?
Well, I hadn't done anything.
I didn't do anything.
I hadn't done anything.
I know, it's terrible.
I know I hadn't done anything.
and I had
Hey, I almost killed you the other day. I have a gum with me, like,
Yeah.
but I, you know what? I feel a lot better about it now. Anyway, see you, man.
Yeah.
I had one friend. I won't say his name. Phil knows who he is. But he had like a huge line of people.
Oh, when they were all telling him what they were.
Apparently, he was one of the more despised persons
Oh,
in the
no.
church.
So they were all telling him. Imagine how you went home feeling that day.
I'm telling you. I mean, everybody had one or two people coming to you, and you
And
just
he had the lines.
And I'm
Oh.
thinking, oh Lord, I don't think I had anybody come to me. I didn't.
That's amazing, actually.
I'm a nice guy. So I just, you know, I didn't want to talk to him. I don't want to look. I don't want to make eye contact. I want this to get over. But people go around talking to each other. I'm thinking, emotionally vomiting all
Yeah.
over people. It's a horrible thing.
Oh, it's
and then I look
terrible.
over at my friend. He had at least 8 people in line. waiting to tell him how much they couldn't stand him and forgiveness. Oh my
You
goodness!
had to go to like a number system.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
45, number 45.
Like at the meat counter.
Like at the meat counter, right? I mean, just awful.
Oh.
So, but there's people who
I know.
actually think stuff like this, and they're just wrong.
Okay, so how about do you think that
Would
most
make
wives
a great movie clip.
it would be very funny.
It was true. That's what really makes it funny.
Do you think that most wives assume that their men at some level notice women or think
I don't know. I
things
can't figure. I've never been able to figure women out. There is women right now that if you were to tell them that, they're shocked and stunned.
that's true?
Yeah, I said you're.
See, I assume that.
Men notice pretty women.
I assume that.
Immediately, and if they're sexually attractive, wow, that pushes buttons in them right away. And there's women who go, what? Really? I
Right.
mean, oh yeah.
I assume that that's the way y'all men are.
Well, most of
but
them
I don't
are.
want to hear the specifics. Thank you very much. Would rather not.
You got a nice butt, and I want you to forgive me because I've been staring at your butt for quite a while now, and that's wrong. Thank you.
No.
Can you know how creepy that woman feels now?
Oh, jeez.
As a woman, I'll tell you, it feels creepy when you catch a guy's eyes where they're not supposed to be. That is creepy enough. That's creepy enough.
Maybe he has a lazy eye.
Maybe he has a lazy
He's got
eye.
the walleye thing going on, right? That's creepy enough. I don't even need to hear it. That's creepy. I don't like it.
We have to cut him some slack. You're pretty tall.
Especially around all y'all short people. You're like, what are those? Frodo's? What are those? Hobbits.
Hobbits. You got
Gosh, I can't even think of words today.
You know, you're just eye level with
Stop.
stuff.
Stop here.
So, I to answer the guy's question, I think it's terrible advice.
Yeah.
Horrible advice.
He actually sent me the link to that podcast. I didn't listen to it, but now I'm curious. I think I'll go listen to it and hear what the dude actually said.
Yeah, let me know. But I just think it's nonsense. There's people like they believe. There's a group in our own town here that I remember for a while. They were really pushing brutal honesty.
Yeah, no.
If you think someone's a jerk, you should just tell them.
No.
It's better.
To be
Or if you think
nice.
someone's really ugly, you walk up to them.
No.
I think you're really unattractive and that you should really do something with your hair because it just doesn't look good. Who does stuff like that?
No.
And they think that it's righteous and it's holy and stuff, and it actually just creates all this damage and stuff.
If I'm having a bad hair day, please don't tell me, because guess what? I already know that.
Yeah,
I don't need
want
you to
people come
tell
up to me
me.
and say, Pastor, I think you're a good-looking man,
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm ugly. Even if you think I'm butt ugly, just lie.
Just lie. Lie through your teeth.
You're a good-looking man. Well, thank you very much.
You're so
Praise the
pretty.
Lord. Praise the Lord.
It's like the compliments I get when they think I'm you.
Yeah.
Seminars.
You're so much younger
Yes, well,
looking.
you look a lot
You
younger
look
than
really
your video.
good, and you're feeling
Yeah.
really good about yourself till
Yeah.
you realize that,
Yeah.
oh, you look good for
My dad.
62.
Yeah. Look really good for 62. How old are you?
38.
I'm 38, and I look really great for 62.
Man, you look really good. Hey, I have guys that tell me they thought I was 40-something.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm so immature.
That's part of it.
There's no way a 62-year-old guy could be this immature.
You act like-
They roll me back a decade or two.
Yeah. Must be.
That's what it is. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more ramblings right after this.
Want more of Mark? Visit markgungor.com. There you will find everything that Mark has to offer.
Now please don't give me all that lip. Stop acting like you are so hip.
Yeah, Diane.
You know you want it. Yes,
I am
you
so
can.
hip. I'm not acting, friend.
Want a bologna sandwich, man.
So come on, feed me some bologna. You're listening to the Mark Gungor Show, where we feed you just huge amounts of bologna every week. What do you got?
Okay, she said, yeah. No, it's a him. He's writing. He says, do men deserve respect even if they have failed a lot? Recently, my wife and I attempted to create a business and it failed. They're $50,000 in debt. He says, my wife's attitude is I don't deserve respect until I have paid back the debt. So she will be rude, put me down, say things like, we're $50,000 in debt because it's your fault. That statement is true, but she says it to put me down and hurt my feelings. Ever since the business failed, she's gotten meaner and more disrespectful. She calls names, raises her voice, and at times has even hit me lightly, he says. He's from Peace Country, doesn't like drama. I tell her to stop, don't be so mean, stop trying to hurt my feelings, and she says, I don't deserve respect until the debt is paid off. She knows from watching you that respecting a man is critical, but she thinks it's okay to deny respect if someone hasn't earned it. He says, I understand that in the area of business, I don't deserve respect because I fail, but I have succeeded in many other ways. I've written several books. I've got 2 jobs, bringing money in and paying the debt back. She just decides to focus on all the failures of mine and uses those as an excuse not to give me respect in general. I don't expect her to respect my failures, but I do expect her to put effort into seeing my successes. So, Mark, do men deserve respect even if they have failed a lot?
Of course. Of course. Your wife's, that's a horrible way for her to treat you. Horrible. I tell women all the time, respect is not based on earning it. In fact, the key to unlocking the potential in any man is treat him with respect before he earns it. God's always known this about men. Look how many times God comes to somebody in the Bible who's a complete loser, treats him with respect before, like Gideon. Mm-hmm. Gideon's a coward. He should be ashamed of himself. I'd want to slap him. He's hiding like a little girl. Angel appears to him and says, you're a mighty warrior. Starts treating him with respect when he doesn't deserve it, and all of a sudden starts changing him. You take any guy, start treating him with respect before he earns it, and it starts to encourage and empower that man. The way she's treated, shame on her. Is she a Christian?
I had to ask, are you both, committed Christians and active in your faith? He
Because it doesn't sound like it, does it?
Yes, we are both committed Christians. We met on a church website. Her father and my father were both
Christian.
pastors.
Blah, 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 blah. Committed Christian, my butt.
They're active in their faith and church.
She needs to be committed.
They pray
After a
every day
psychiatric
and
ward.
go to church every week.
She's full of baloney. Play that baloney song again. Come on, give me some baloney. That's nonsense. I'm a committed Christian, but I won't forgive you, and I'm not going to treat you with respect. I don't care what the Bible says. You got to earn it. What kind of Christian is that? That's like someone says, I'm a devoted Christian, but I look at porn all day long. I'm a devoted Christian, but I kill people, bury them in the backyard. Everybody in their committed Christian nonsense. Mm-hmm. They live like hell, but they say they're committed Christians. Shame on her. That's just awful. And first of all, $50,000 in debt, that's it?
That's not a ton of debt, actually. For a failed business, that's not much.
I have failed in the 7 figures. Uh-huh. 7 millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. So your problem is your debt's just strong enough that you're still letting it wrap around your... If you lost a few million, then they will let you off of it. Because no one can repay it. You know how many successful people in life have failed miserably?
To the tune of many millions.
Millions and millions, and went and did it again and lost. I know this guy in Australia, one of the richest men in the world, probably the richest man in Australia. But he's got his amazing story. He lost millions, and he tried it again and lost millions. And he tried it again and lost millions. Now, when these guys are losing millions, that's not their money.
Right.
And then he does it again. I'm thinking, who gives this guy any more money? He's lost millions.
Who keeps investing in that company? Those companies.
And he hit it big. Yep. And is one of the richest men in the world today. Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest losers in life. You go through his list of failures. It's stunning. Yep. Fail. Boom. Ends up becoming one of the greatest presidents in American history. You guys are letting your wife is beating the snot out of you for one business failure for $50,000? What business is this? And it's killing you. I know people have issues about things like bankruptcy and stuff. The problem is $50,000 you can kind of work off over a long time.
Well, he says he has 2 jobs, so he's working it down. She should be glad for that.
No, he should have lost $500,000. He should have lost $50 million, and then he wouldn't. I'm telling you.
I know.
Sometimes their failures are just big enough to kill them for the rest of their lives. That's the beauty of bankruptcy laws. That's why in this country we don't have debtors' prisons. At some point, well, I failed. It's my fault. I know. Yep. When bankruptcy said, I did it and I can't pay it back. Now he's saying, well, he can.
She's basically guaranteeing he's never going to succeed at anything.
I'll never succeed at anything with that. Can you imagine being married to a woman who's constantly, you're a failure and you got to pay back that money? What a jerk. Yep. That's awful. Awful.
She should be saying, thanks, honey, for working so hard. I know you put everything into it. We'll try again.
We're going to trust God. We're going to work through this thing, And again, I don't know if it's sucking the life out of him in a business failure, why you don't write that sucker off. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
But goodness gracious. I've failed so often. I'm a Some of us are professionals at it. We're professional failures. But we learn from our failures, and we go on to succeed. Much of what I know today is the result of learning what not to do. Kind of like a child who learns, don't stick a fork into the outlet. Now, you can either go to school and learn about electricity and why you shouldn't stick a fork into an outlet because metal conducts electricity, and get into an exact, detailed study of why electrons move down metal. And if you do, you can do all that great study, or you can do it the Mark Gungor way. Stick a fork into an outlet.
Go, ow!
And you know what? You just don't do it again.
Yes.
And then pretty soon, you're not nearly as educated as people think you should be, but you're really smart.
You just learned the hard way.
I'm stunned. I mean, I'm sure it seems like $1 million to you guys. I'm just saying, in terms of business, a $50,000 business failure is nothing. I'm stunned. There's people who lose. I know people who lost like $6,000 in a thing. And now they live the rest of their lives in absolute fear, and they never do anything again.
Yep.
I'll never do it because we lost $6,000.
What?
Why you lost it? So what? You know, I invested once in something and I lost, $3,500. I've heard these stories, and we're never ever going to do anything like that again. Really, over $3,500?
Talk about holding tightly onto something.
Good grief! It's a loss. You kiss it off. You write it off. That's why you have your taxes, and you write it off on your taxes. And even the federal government, if you take those losses and pay them forward, or doing your taxes, I don't know who your accountant is. That should knock down your taxes for a long time. The great news about really losing a bunch of money is the following years I paid almost no taxes.
There you go.
Almost none.
Yeah.
Even though I was still making really good money. Why? Because it was a loss that I took. And, and that helps you recover. You're not paying. I just can't believe, I'm stunned that someone would let life destroy them for $50,000. First of all, if it was $500,000, your wife shouldn't treat you that way. She doesn't understand what respect is. Respect is based on who you are, not what you do. To a great degree. Now, if you're doing a lot of bad all the time, it is what you do, but that's because it's reflective of who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you make a mistake here and there. That doesn't define you for the rest of your life. Anyway, I would really suggest she look up some books on on respect. I mean, you're going to have to shove this. You're going to have to stand up. I wouldn't let my wife talk to me that way. I just wouldn't do it.
Well, he's a peace guy, so that's hard for him.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Well, he's going to let her push him around and treat him like nonsense and suck the life out of him. At some point, I don't care if you are a peace person, you need to stand up to really bad behavior and say no. Confrontation is not your enemy. Confrontation is your friend.
Well, what do peace people want?
Peace people who are afraid of, and they want respect.
Respect. So you're going to have to stand up for it.
But they won't do it because they're afraid. So they don't get what they want. So at some point, you're going to have to stiffen up your backbone and confront her and say, I don't want to hear this. Don't ever bring this up again. I mean, I would.
Yeah. Oh, I would too.
I don't ever want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
We'll work it off and stuff, but don't ever remind me of my failure again. I mean, she's wrong at so many levels. It's stunning. I think even the most common person would be shocked at the way your wife is. And I would use that as confrontation. I go talk to your pastor, somebody. Don't just email me. Go talk to somebody. Confront this behavior. What she's doing is horrible to you. Oh, my goodness. All right, take a break. We'll be right back.
Attend Mark's Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage event. Visit laughyourway.com for upcoming dates and locations.
I see days that left us bronzed and breathless.
We are back. Mark Gungor Show. All right. We only talked about 2 emails this whole show.
No, we didn't.
Or did we get to 3?
Did we do 3? We
Did
did
we?
1, 2, 3. We did 3.
All right. Hey, we've done shows where we didn't do any.
Or just one. Yeah.
And a rail.
We've had those.
Rant and rave about the one. So there's no sense in studying another one because we're almost out of time. Any parting thoughts?
We can talk about
Your cruise, Phil's cruise. Plug Phil's cruise.
Well, we don't really have time to talk about that now either.
No.
I heard the music already.
The music's fading out into nothingness. Oh, my goodness. All right.
Good
well,
show. Good hustle.
It's good to see you guys.
It's been too long.
Right. Let me know how you're doing. Haven't seen you in a long time,
I know.
right?
Well, we
Diane.
haven't recorded, and last time we did it without Phil, so he hasn't been around for months.
He's a slacker.
I was
we're all
on the
back.
verge of death, so I was sick. I wasn't around. I can't
You
come
were.
around when
You were
I'm
like
sick.
terribly sick, horribly sick.
Yeah.
But we're all back. It's all good. We'll be back again next week. See y'all later.
Bye, bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.